with Amazon tightening the restrictions on FireStick, with apps being blocked, installs being stopped, and even launches being limited, I decided to try something completely different. So this is X96 Max Ultra. It has 4 gigs RAM, has 32 gig storage, and it's an uncertified Android TV box. So no Amazon control, no Google certifications, no ecosystem restrictions. So the big question is, what happens when you use a box like this in the year 2026? Is it total freedom, or is it in fact a disaster? So let me answer those key questions about this box, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly if this box is a smart move or a total mistake. Now, before we start, let me just say I'm not a big fan of the bundled remote control. It just feels a bit clunky, a bit slow. It does give you the built-in virtual mouse toggle, which I guess on a device like this you do need, but overall it just doesn't seem mega responsive. Now the great thing is, as the device does support Bluetooth, you can just pair any remote control that you like. So I did have a spare FireStick remote control, as you can see here, and this just works so much more better or more responsive. You can see it's just working great. But I would say that for a device like this, you do need to have something that gives you the ability to use an air mouse. So that's why you can get a remote control like this for about £5, $10, etc. on Amazon. It gives you a big trackpad and a full QWERTY keyboard you can use to navigate around your device, and you can see it works absolutely fine. Okay, so with that out of the way, first question, which I'm sure you want to know straight away: can you sideload on a box like this? And the easy answer is yes. You've got multiple options. You can obviously use downloader, as you can see here. You can then connect to any website. You can connect to any APK store, click on download. That will then download the application to your device, and you can go ahead and install it very quickly. You also have the ability to install a full browser to find APKs. You can also have applications on a USB drive that you can plug in, and all in all, it will allow you to install your favorite third-party applications with really minimal fuss. But it is worth mentioning that out of the box, the device does come with Play Protect enabled. So I didn't know that was actually already on. And you can see here, when I install one of these test applications, you can see I received a notification about this. So if I click on that, you can see, because this was previously on, it was telling me that this application is fake, it's stealing my data. And it might be, but the point being is Play Protect was enabled, and because of that, that will stop certain applications being installed on your device. Now, the great thing is you can quickly just turn that off, as I've done now. Once it's off, you're not going to see any pop-ups, you're not going to see any applications disappearing. And because this is running an older version of Android 11, you're not going to see any further blocks on your device. Which kind of leads on to the next question, that will applications get blocked on this device? And I kind of covered it in the first question. And the main thing is, as long as you've turned off Play Protect, you're not going to see any further restrictions on your device. Any applications that you're installing before on the Fire Stick that might have been blocked for you, all of them will be able to be installed on this device, and you won't see any further blocks, because those restrictions, especially some of those new restrictions coming from Android, you're not going to find them on a box like this, as it's not a certified box. So if application freedom, application installation freedom is your goal, then something like this will work absolutely fine for your particular needs. Next question: can you use a custom launcher on this? And the great news is you can, and I would say it's essential, because if I just show you the stock launcher this comes with, now you can see if I navigate to settings, go to default applications, just scroll down, go to default apps, and you can see that the home app is now being set to the Project Ivy launcher, which I did install. But if I just turn that off and say I'd rather use the lean back stock launcher, this is what the device looks like when you first get it. And although you could say it is functional, it doesn't look particularly nice, and it's not as responsive as Project Ivy, which gives you just so much more customizations. Like here, for example, I can't really create any custom sections. I can't hide these applications. So it is a bit clunky looking. So I would highly recommend, if you get a box like this, go ahead and install a custom launcher like the Wolf launcher, like F launcher, like Project Ivy. As soon as you install it, when you press the home button for the first time, you will see the prompt asking you, do you want to set this new launcher as your home launcher? Now, as I've actually defaulted back to stock, if I go back into the settings, if I go back into default apps, go to the home app, and you can see why the mouse is essential for making changes like this. Let's go back to Project Ivy. And here we can see, guys, so the next time I press the home button, as you can see here, 3, 2, 1. I'll stay inside the Project Ivy launcher. So no need to mess about with ADB commands or using Launcher Manager or anything like that. Literally just install any launcher that you like, press the home button, and you can go ahead and get a fully custom home screen looking exactly as you like it. So custom launchers are definitely supported. Next up, the big one. Can you play Netflix in high definition on a box like this? And the answer is unfortunately no. As this box lacks the widevine certification, you won't be able to get HD Netflix. You can watch Netflix in standard definition, 480p, give or take, which does work fine. But even just trying to load the official Android TV version of this application was a bit of a challenge. I think they detect to see, is the box certified or not? So the way I'm working on this one, I had to install the mobile version of this app. So yes, it does work, but as you can imagine, using a mobile app on a TV interface is not the best experience. But just for a quick test, you can see, you can click on something, you can click on play, and it does work. But again, it's only going to be in standard definition. So again, if you're somebody that uses official streaming applications like Netflix or Disney Plus or Amazon Prime, then unfortunately you won't be able to use those in high definition on an uncertified box like this. Next up, let's talk about speed and just real life experience then when using a device like this. What can you expect compared to something like a FireStick? Now, generally and by and large, you'll find that most people with a FireStick do complain about performance, whereby yes, the device seems to be okay for a couple of hours, a couple of days, but after a while it does seem to grind to a halt, typically then requiring a reboot. So those devices are known to be slow, whereas a box like this does have 4 gigs of RAM. It does have a fairly capable CPU, and I do think it does actually translate well. So I would say navigating around, opening applications, clicking on things, I do think the box is very responsive, and I would say easily faster than my second generation FireStick Max. Maybe because of the extra RAM, or maybe because none of the Amazon bloat is on here, none of those Amazon advertisements, none of the Amazon data collection. Maybe because of that, I would say it does work fast. So here, for example, we can see we've got a built-in media center. I can click on that. Okay, so it supports the DLNA standard, which means if I go to the media player, this will now find any device on my network which is sharing content. I've got my NAS drive here. I can go to video, go to films, and see all of the films I've previously purchased. Let's try this one here. Click on that. And you can see, guys, in less than a few seconds, that does start streaming straight away. And fantastic picture, works really quickly. I can forward that. So the performance of that is really good. Back out of that, back again. So yes, definitely I'd say from a speed or UI perspective, it definitely feels noticeably faster than any of my Fire TV devices. But on the flip side, I did have to change the remote control, and I also had to change the default launcher. Otherwise, with the stock launcher and the stock remote control, it wasn't a nice user experience. So you do have to bear that in mind. Next up, let's talk about system access and just overall control. So I can definitely say a box like this will give you complete control versus something like a Fire Stick. So for example, I have full access to the entire file system. I've got full access to plug in a full-size USB drive to install applications, to expand the storage. All of that is directly available. You can see I can navigate through the entire disk, the entire internal storage. That's working absolutely fine. Of course, ADB is fully enabled, including local ADB. So some of my older applications, we can see here, I can connects absolutely fine. I can count the background apps, I can force stop them. All of that's working absolutely fine. So ADB access, file system access, all of that's working absolutely fine. And again, will give you so much more control than something like a Fire Stick or even an official certified Android TV device. Next up, can I use a VPN on a box like this? And firstly, especially in the current climate, I would always recommend you use a VPN when really doing anything on your streaming device, changing your IP address, protecting your identity, and really just keeping your device as secure as possible. IPVanish is the VPN I personally use on all of my devices. And as you can see here, it installs absolutely fine. I can open that up and we can see I'm now connected. Even though it says connect there, we can see at the top left, I have made a connection, which means now my device is secure. All of my traffic is encrypted. And it means I've got the total freedom to access any streaming application and really just do what I like on my device without anybody monitoring or logging my activities. If you're the same VPN I'm using, you can just scan the QR code or look in the pinned comment for a special discount code. Next up, updates. Now, as you know, with certified devices like your FireSticks, like your Android TV devices, they do regularly receive updates, whether you like it or not. In most cases, they have security fixes, bug fixes, and other updates to make your device secure and fix any issues that you may encounter. Now, what is the update status on a box like this? Well, I've had the box now for a couple of days. Obviously, there's been no updates. And when you actually look on the device, there is a section here for system upgrade. I click on check for update and it says there's no update available. And really on a box like this, the version that you get, this device comes with Android TV 11 with an update security patch level from October 2021. So really that's the latest update you'll see on a device like this. Some people may not care, but for somebody that is looking to make sure the device is regularly updated, then unfortunately on a box like this, it's just not going to happen. So it is one of the major issues of having these uncertified boxes is unfortunately you won't really see any updates for them. Wrapping this up, who is this device actually for? Well, it's very easy to say that if you are somebody that likes Netflix in 4K, likes Dolby Vision, likes HDR and other certifications, then this definitely is not a box for you, because unfortunately it doesn't have any of those certifications, and because of that you won't be able to enjoy those official applications in the correct resolution or with the correct certification. So if that's you, then definitely give this box a skip. Now, on the flip side, if you are somebody that doesn't care about any official applications, if you are somebody that just likes to use third-party applications, maybe you've got your own subscription service that you like to use, which does give you all of the content that you want, all of the movies and TV shows that you want, then a box like this can work. As you've seen today, it does give you the ability to side load. You've got access to use custom launchers. Applications do generally work fine. You may have to use a virtual mouse in some cases, but generally and overall, I would say it's not a bad box, with the caveats that you're never going to get any kind of updates. You probably will have to change the remote control, and using a stock launcher really is not a great experience. So if you can live with that and you really don't want any more Amazon restrictions or Android TV restrictions, and you want the ability to install any application that you like, then a box like this, especially at the £40, $50 price point, could be worthwhile trying out. And because it's available on Amazon, you can give it a go, try it out. And if you find that it's a bit clunky or your favorite application doesn't work, then you can obviously give that back and maybe get something else. But I'm planning on looking at other uncertified boxes, maybe ones a bit more premium than this, which will give you higher CPU, better specs. So if you're interested in that, make sure you are subscribed. Do leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about this particular box, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.